race for the automatic spots over in League 2 kicked up a notch, of course, with Tranmere and Sutton United breaking away from the chasing pack. But who's going to take advantage this week? We'll take a little look next. Prediction video today. We look forward to match number 30 over in, maybe even 31 over in League 2, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button, keep banging up today with all things League 2 related, Pub and Rolls related, world football related. We're going to roll here, boys, under one rooski. Of course, we don't know who's going up completely, but we do have a bit of an obvious one. That is, of course, the Vegans. They are breaking away with it at the top of the table, but who's going to join them in League 1 next campaign? We'll take a look at all of it in a minute. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They're the Patreons, guys. Thank you for your love, of course, behind the scenes. I really appreciate it. But of course, if you want to help out the channel, check out the link down below, patreon.com/Roverseas. So here we go then, boys. Let's recap the games that did take place this past weekend. Of course, it was an FA Cup weekend. Some teams didn't play, but the majority of the teams were in action. In fact, we had a bit of a monster week to catch up with, so let's bring you bang up today with the results and, of course, your picks as well. So here we go then. Kicking off forward, this was way back when, midweek. Swindon Town took on Crawley. It was a draw on that one, 1-1 in the end. Tranmere picked up a 1-win over Stevenage. Of course, midweek. Northampton Town lost to Barrow. Surprise, surprise, big win for them on the road. Salford City picked a 2-1 win over Carlisle to keep their dreams of playoffs alive. Harrogate Town 0, Mansfield Town 0. Also, Bradford City could only pick up a draw against Leyton Orient as well. Colchester United got a draw against Rochdale. Big week for Colchester as well. Port Vale picking up a draw against the Vegans. Surprise, surprise, bit of an upset there. Barrow, though, unfortunately, could only muster a draw against Tranmere Rovers on the weekend, but of course it's a monster point in the bag as well. Crawley picked up 2-2 draw against Stevenage, of course, bit of a thriller over there. Walsall picking up a loss against Northampton Town, a monster win for them on the road to remain in the race for the top three. Meanwhile, the Vegans got back to anyways. A 2-0 win over Newport County, go down to 5th. Harrogate Town picked up a 2-0 win over Bradford City, bit of a northeast Yorkshire affair there, 2-0 win in the end for Harrogate Town. Hartlepool against Mansfield Town. We'll have to do that one again because of Hartlepool's involvement in the FA Cup, but of course that is over now. Leyton Orient picked up a loss against Colchester United, big win for them down the foot of the table. Rochdale against Carlisle also postponed for one reason or another. Same could be said for Salford against Port Vale. I think there was a waterlogged pitch over there. Meanwhile, Scunthorpe United lost to Oldham as an absolute monster, 6-pointer down there, of course, and we'll look at the table in just a second. Sutton United picked up a draw against Bristol Rovers, and Swindon Town lost to Exeter City. Wow, that's of course brings you bang up to date with the results this past few weeks. And of course, this is what the table looks like right here, right now. Just double checking it. Yes, it is. 62 points on the board for Forest Green Rovers, 52 points on the board for Tranmere, 10 points adrift, of course, and Sutton United are in third for the time being, of course. In the chasing pack, we've got Northampton Town, Newport County, Mansfield Town, and Exeter City, of course, in the top in the playoff spots there. Scunthorpe going down, Oldham not too far away either. Carlisle, Walsall, Colchester looking over their shoulders right here, right now. That's of course the state of play there. What about the prediction league? Well, here you go then. Here you bloody go. Take a bow. Winky and James Beats FC are great, picking up 8 points, and Russell Frost, of course, in there. Well done to you guys for your monster picks. And what's that done to the table? The table for this part of the season, of course, the back end of it is deep at the great, running away with 40 points so far. Shepherd's up there in second spot. Imanazé makes up the third, and that's of course bang up today. Big shout out to the patrons again. They get access to the full data. I am going to update the leagues this week. I'm trying to figure a way to be able to update leagues automatically, so I don't have to keep on manually doing it. But anyway, if you want to get involved, it's free to enter. Get your name in lights next week. Cutney Fortress League 2, and that's the way to do it. So here we go then. Here the next one of matches, of course, this midweek games take place on Tuesday, so it's a double match week as well. So we're looking forward to this one. We're going to start right at the top of the shop there with Carlisle against Port Vale. Now these two sides, of course, have played each other. According to my eyes, won about 17 times since 2006. 9 wins to Carlisle, 5 wins to Port Vale, and 3 draws. Of course, Carlisle, they're coming to us without a win in at least 5 games, 33% form. Up against Port Vale side, just 1 win, 6 of them, 33% form as well. Coming at you, last time they played each other at Carlisle was a 0-0 draw. That was back in April 2021. They also played each other at Port Vale this season. It was back in August. It was a 0-0 draw as well. In fact, the home side hasn't scored. In fact, the home side has only scored once in one game over the last 5 games. That was when Port Vale beat Carlisle in Port Vale back in November 2019. Carlisle coming to us on the back of that loss against Salford. Meanwhile, Port Vale coming to us on the back of that draw against Forest Green Rovers. The odds for this one, 13-8 is Carlisle, 9-4 is draw, and Port Vale are 7-4 for the win on that one. For me, I'm going to go with a win for nobody here, right down the middle, 1-1 in the end. Point in the bag for Carlisle, of course. A couple of points dropped for Port Vale. Moving forward is Exeter City taking on Leyton Orient, of course. Can these two sides get back into, well, at least Leyton and get back to playoff contention. Now they played each other 15 times since 2003. 7 wins to Exeter, 3 wins to Leyton Orient, and 5 draws. Exeter come to this just won defeat the past 6 games for them, 67% form up against Leyton Orient. So they won in the last 8 games. 70% form for them at the moment. Of course, last time around over in Exeter was a 4-0 win for Exeter. That was back in March 2021. They also played each other this season at Brisbane, where it was a 3-0 win for Leyton Orient way back in August. Exeter picking up a 2-1 win over Swindon last time around. Of course, Leyton Orient picking up a loss against Colchester United on that one. Of course, even Stevens for Exeter on this. 23-10 is your draw and 3-1 is your away win. That's Leyton Orient. Going to go with the 2-0 win for Exeter at home, bagging the 3 points and keeping on the dream. Meanwhile, kicking off forward to be Stevenage, taking on Bradford. Of course, this week, all games taking place on Tuesday. Of course, played each other 9 times since 2010. 2 was to Stevenage, 5 was to Bradford, and 2 draws. Just one defeat though in the past 6 games for Stevenage. They look the real deal right now. 58% form for them up against the Bradford side, who haven't just one win in the past 5 games. 50% form for them at the moment. Last round over in Stevenage was a 1-1 draw back in April 2021. They also played each other this season at Vale Parade back in August. It was the 4-1 win for Bradford. Stevenage picked up a draw against Crawley last round. Of course, Bradford did lose to Harrogate last time around as well. Look at the odds for this one. We have Stevenage coming at you 13-10 for the victory, 21-10 is your draw, 23-10 is your away win. That's Bradford. Going to go with a 1-1 draw here. Stevenage with another point in the bag. Bradford losing hope with playoffs week in, week out. Kicking on forward, it will be the Vegans taking on Rochdale, of course. Rochdale are struggling. Forest Green are flying at the moment. Played each other 2 times in 2008. 2 wins to 2 for Forest Green. Of course, coming into this 83% form for them as well right now. Haven't lost in the last at least 6 games, picking up 4 wins and 2 draws. Meanwhile, Rochdale just 1 defeat the past 5 though, drawing a lot of games at the moment. 42% form for Rochdale coming at you. Last time I played each other at Forest Green, it was 2008. It was a 2-0 win for Forest Green. That was in the FA Cup round 2. Of course, they also played each other this season at Spotlands. It was a 2-1 win for Forest Green way back in August. Meanwhile, the Vegans coming to us on the back of a 2-0 win over Newport County. Of course, Rochdale pick up a draw against Colchester United. The draw, the odds for this one, we have Forest Green coming at you 10-7 on for the victory, 13-5 is your draw, and 70-4 is your away win. That's Rochdale on this one. Going to go with the win for the Vegans here. 3-0 win, comfortable, and another 3 points closer to promotion. Harrogate, they're going to be taking on, who are they? Who are you? You're going to be taking on Crawley, that's right, of course, coming at you midweek. Played each other 3 times in 2020, just 1 win for Harrogate, nothing for Crawley, and 2 draws. Harrogate coming to just 1 win to 4, of course, 42% form up against the Crawley side, also 1 win in 6 actually, 42% form for them as well. But however, unbeaten in the last 3, pick up a couple of draws as well. Last time I played each other, of course, over in Harrogate, it was a 1-1 draw back in November 2020, that was in League 2. Meanwhile, they also played each other this season in Crawley, it was a 2-2 draw back in September. Harrogate coming into us on the back of a 2-0 win over Bradford. We've got Crawley coming to us on the back of that 2-2 draw against Stevenage. The odds for this one then, we have 65 as your host, 5-2 is your away win, and 11-5 is your draw. I'm going to go with a Harrogate win here, 1-0 win for them to take to the house. Hartlepool, they're going to be taking on, who are they going to be taking on? They're going to be taking on Barrow. I'm looking for it. I can't see it at the moment. There it is. I'm just blind. That's it. Need some new glasses. Now, these two sides have played each other 7 times since 2017. 3 wins to Hartlepool, 2 for Barrow, and 2 draws. Just 1 win. The past 6 games for Hartlepool, 42% form up against the Barrow side. Just 1 win in 5 for them, 42% form for them as well. Coming at you. Last time I played each other in Hartlepool was a 2-2 draw back in November 2019. That was in the National League. They also played each other this season in Barrow as a 3-2 win for Barrow way back in August. Hartlepool did lose to Crystal Palace last time around. Of course, 2-0 loss in the FA Cup. Barrow picking up a 1-1 draw against Tranmere last time around. Look at the odds for this one. 30-10 is your host, 20-10 is your away win, and 23-10 is your Barrow on this. Going to go with a win for Hartlepool here. 2-1 win for them at home, and of course keep their good season alive in League 2. Kicking off forward, it'll be Mansfield. They're back in action, of course, after their weekend's postponement. Playing up against Colchester, of course, on the 8th of Feb. Played each other 14 times in 2002. 2 wins for Mansfield, 5 for Colchester, and 7 draws. Just 1 defeat though the past 6 games for Mansfield. 75% form up against Colchester side. Beaten the last 4, pick up 2 wins and 2 draws. Of course, coming at you though, last time around at Mansfield was a 1-1 draw back in November 2020. They also played each other in Colchester. It was back in August. It was a 1-1 draw as well. Mansfield picking up a draw against Harrogate last time around. That was of course on the 1st of Feb. Of course, Colchester picking up a win over Leyton Orient last time around. Look at the odds for this one. 4-3 on is your Mansfield, 5-2 is draw. 17-4 is your Colchester United. Good to go with the win for Mansfield here. They're the real deal. And of course, keep an eye on them for the automatics. Kicking on forward to be Northampton Town up against Newport County. Of course, over in Northampton, played each other 10 times since 2013. 7 wins for Northampton Town, 2 wins for Newport County, and 1 draw. Just 1 defeat in the past 5 games for Northampton. 50% form up against Newport County side. Just 1 loss in the past 5 games. The rest have been 4 wins. 67% for Newport County. Coming at you though, last time played each other at Northampton Town. It was a 2-2 win. That was back in September 2019. They also played each other this season in Wales. It was a 1-0 win for Northampton, of course. Northampton picking up a 1-0 win over Walsall at the Bescott last weekend. Of course, Newport County did lose to the Vegans last round, as most people do. 11-8 is your Northampton Town. 11-5 is your draw. 11-5 is also your Newport County. Quite tight in the bookies on this one. Going to go with the draw myself. 1-1 right in the middle on this one. Kicking off forward is Oldham taking on Where are you? Bristol Rovers, of course. Oldham struggling. Bristol Rovers not doing great themselves, but of course could do with a win. Now these two sides played each other 13 times in 2007. 2 wins for Oldham, 9 wins for Bristol Rovers. And 2 draws. Of course, Oldham coming to just 1 win in the past 6 games. Of course, 42% form up against the Bristol Rovers side, who haven't lost in the last 5. 67% form for them as well. Last time I played each other in Oldham was in League One. That was in December 2017. It was a 1-1 draw. Meanwhile, Bristol Rovers picking up a 1 win over Oldham this season. Oh, and Bristol, that was, of course, in match number 3. Coming at you, Oldham picking up a 1 win over Scunthorpe. Of course, Bristol Rovers picking up a draw against Sutton United. The odds for this one, 50-8 is your Oldham, 13-8 is your Bristol Rovers, and 21-10. Is your draw. Going to go with a 1-0 win for Barton's boys, and maybe the playoffs could still be on for Bristol Rovers. Kicking off forward, it'll be Sutton United up against Salford, of course. Now these two sides, of course, have played each other 3 times since 2018, 1 win apiece and 1 draw. Sutton United coming to this haven't lost in the last 10 games, picking up 3 wins and 3 draws at the last 6, 75% form. Up against the Salford side, 1-3, lost 3, and the last 6, 50% form for them as well. Last time I played each other, of course, over in Sutton, it was a 2-1 win for Sutton United back in August 2018. That was in the National League. They also played each other this season in Salford back in August. It was a new draw as well. Sutton United coming into on the back of a 1-1 draw against Bristol Rovers. Salford pick up a 2-1 win over Carlisle last time around. Look at the odds for this one. 65 is your host, 94 is your draw, 5-2 is your away win. That's Salford City. 2-1 win for Sutton United on this one to take it to the house. Kicking off forward, it'll be Scunthorpe United up against Walsall. That's right, coming at you. Now these two sides have played each other according to my house 24 times since 2005, 8 wins apiece and 8 draws. Of course, both sides coming to this in absolute horrendous form. 0% form for both of these two sides. Walsall haven't won in the last 7. Of course, Scunthorpe haven't won. I've lost the last 7 in a row. Last time I played each other in Scunthorpe, it was a 2-0 win for Walsall back in August 2021. That was in League 2. Meanwhile, they also played each other at the Best Scott this season. That was, of course, back in August. That was a 1-1 draw as well. Scunthorpe did lose to Oldham last time around. Also lost to Northampton Town as well last time around. Back-to-back games without scoring a goal for them. Also back-to-back games without scoring a goal for Scunthorpe. Both of these two sides need a result and fast. 11-5 is your Scunthorpe. 11-5 is your draw. 11-8 is your Walsall. They are your favourites here. I'm going with a 0-0 draw, which doesn't benefit anybody. And then, of course, wrap it up. It'll be Tranmere up against Swindon Town. Both of these two sides, of course, competing for the Automatics. Played each other 33 times since 1994. 11 wins for Tranmere, 17 wins for Swindon, and 5 draws, of course. Just one defeat past 6 games for Tranmere, 67% form. Up against the Swindon side, just 1 win in the past 6, 42% form for them as well. Last time I played each other over in Tranmere, it was a 2-1 win for Swindon. Of course, back in January 2019. They also played each other this season in Swindon. It was a 0-0 draw back in August. Tranmere did pick up a draw against Barrow. Swindon did lose to Exeter last time around. 11-10 is your Tranmere, 12-5 is your draw, 5-2 is your away win. That's Swindon bloody Town. Going to go with a win for Tranmere here, 3-1 win to keep the dream alive. And that's my picks, boys. Be sure to get your own picks in as well at Cutley/League 2. Now, if you are a football fan and, of course, love League 2 or League 1 or the National League or even the Championship, let me know down below in the comments section, because I'm looking for budding content creators, maybe little Padawans to my Jedi Knight, of course, coming through the ranks to create some content right here on the channel. If you think you could do a job here on Blackburn Overseas and present this show maybe next season, I am looking for you guys to step it up and volunteer right here, right now. Of course, I'm looking for you to maybe step in and become a sort of guest appearances between now and the end of the season, trying to get yourself a little bit comfortable with the settings, and then, of course, throw you in the deep end next season. Because we could talk more about that on a one-to-one basis, but if you are interested, let me know down below. But until then, guys, smash the thumbs up, smash the subscribe. I'll be back, of course, around about Wednesday, Thursday for the weekend games. But until then, guys, we're done for now.